So there's a projection out into the world as to what's happening with your money, with your relationships. You can get caught up in fantasies and unrealistic expectations during this time. Welcome to the Story of Spirit podcast, where practical spirituality meets real life. Hi, I'm your host, She Tells Story. I'm a psychic medium, grief support counselor, professional astrologer, and a human design reader, and of course, a law of attraction master coach. With my unique blend of spiritual and practical tools, I am here to help you align with your soul-led purpose and ignite a life that sets your soul on fire. In this podcast, we are going to explore the principles of energy, astrology, spirituality, and psychology to help you heal your grief and create an aligned life and business from the inside out. Whether you are looking to deepen your intuition, understand your cosmic design, or transform your business, this podcast is for you. Join me each week for insightful discussions, practical tips, and inspiring stories that will guide you on your journey to living your very best life. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at She Tells Story or wherever you listen to this podcast. Let's dive in and start this transformative journey together. Welcome to the Story of Spirit podcast. Welcome to the Astro Forecast for the week of November 4th through the 10th. So as the week progresses, we are going to notice that we're going to become increasingly maybe confused or difficult to deal with issues in relationships or money or things that we value. We're just not going to be able to see them very clearly. So if there's anything to do with money, relationships, or things that you value, I would front load your week this week. So if you got to do any banking, any reconciliation of books, talking to your accountant, any kind of bigger purchases, I would say to do it at the beginning of the week versus the end of the week, because you're just going to maybe not get the deal that you think you're getting, or making decisions with not all the information present. So beginning of the week versus the end of the week. We start out the week on Monday, November 4th, in a first quarter phase of the moon in Sagittarius. This is a very optimistic moon, and this moon sometimes bites off more than it can chew. So really thinking about your commitments this week and what you're saying yes to and what you're taking responsibility for. Right. And giving yourself a little extra time. So if you think you can fit in this amount of stuff in this amount of time, then get rid of something to give you just a little bit more time, because that optimism of Sagittarius sometimes thinks that it can do more than it actually has time and energy for. So really erring on the side of caution this week, especially as to what you say yes to. Also on Monday, November 4th, we have the Sun trine to Saturn. This is normally a very helpful aspect, helping us get things done, focusing on long-term commitments and a sense of stability and discipline in our efforts. So this is going to give you that oomph to get things done. But Saturn retrograde in Pisces is about removing guises, removing sort of illusions to things. We're seeing things as they are. So you're taking responsibility for things that are really yours, and then maybe noticing where you've been taking responsibility for things that are not yours, releasing that to other people to do. Delegating and requesting support can be very helpful on this day as well. And then our next major aspect is on Thursday, November 7th. And this isn't really the major aspect that's coming next, but Mercury is entering retroshade in Sagittarius. So Mercury, remember, is our mind, our thought processing, and the way we communicate with people in our immediate environment. And retrograde means it's going slower than the Earth. And this happens about 3 to 4 times a year. It's kind of a little timeout from the forward momentum that we're always on, that hamster wheel of go, 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 produce, produce, produce. So this Sagittarius, entering Sagittarius, this is going to take us into December. So this moment in time now, from November 7th to November 25th, pay attention to what you are doing, what you are thinking about, what you're writing about, because come then the time of Mercury retrograde, which is November 25th to December 15th, you are going to be redoing that, reassessing it, revising it, realigning your mission. And Sagittarius is about your purpose, your drive, your ambition. Like, where are you trying to go? It's also a manifestation. So I love this because it's going to really help you revise your why. right, in this time. So whatever you're doing between now and November 25th, just pay a little extra attention, because come November 25th, I'll be talking to you about this again. On Thursday, November 7th, again, we have Venus in Sagittarius inconjunct Uranus in Taurus. So an inconjunct is a 150-degree angle, meaning there's a need for adjustment. There's a kink in the energy. And Venus, remember, is about relationships, are what we love and value, money, beauty, aesthetics. And Uranus is chaos, change. It is also your unique talents. But when it's in an inconjunct, this is shaking up your relationships, shaking up your issues around money. So this can be a destabilizing aspect, because there can be a tension in your relationships. This is what I was talking about, earlier in the recording, because this desire for freedom and stability in relationships, there's going to be unexpected shifts in romantic and financial situations. So really staying open to this change. And Uranus isn't just changing things to make your life miserable. Like, this is actually changing things for you to see things in a new way, shake a new, a solution to the surface, helping you to see things in a different light that brings about genius energy, like genius ideas and solutions and out of the box thinking. So there's an opportunity here for you to maybe make money in a different way, maybe see your finances in a different way, maybe start investing in things this is not the time to change investments, to be honest, with this instability, but it could be you thinking about making money in a different way. Like, what could you do that really, really just lights your heart up and is very healing, or something that you've always been thinking about, or maybe an investment in yourself that's going to help you in the long run too, helping your dreams come to reality, whatever that dream is for you. So this is a good time to start thinking about that. And then on Saturday, November 9th, we have the Venus in Sagittarius square to Neptune. So this aspect is going to be in play at the end of the week. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So this is a very destabilizing aspect for relationships. We're not seeing things as they are, we're seeing them as we are. So there's a projection out into the world as to what's happening with your money, with your relationships. You can get caught up in fantasies and unrealistic expectations during this time. So this is not a time to enter into a serious relationship. This is not a time to make a big decision about a relationship. This is not a time to make a big investment or a change to any investments at this time. And this is certainly not a time to trust new people with money. Okay. So being very discerning with who you're spending your money on with, giving money information to, really being careful with what you're clicking on for links at this time as well, because you're right, like things that you value can be taken from you, through like theft, or clicking on a link that you thought was something else and it's not, right? There's so many spammy scammers right now that it's just horrible trying to sort out, is this the right link? Should I click on this? Like, I literally had a package that was coming to me from, which I thought was from the US. And when I started to dig deeper, it was actually coming from China. And coming in, it was asking for a duty to be paid before it was going to be released from DHL. And I didn't trust it. And there was like somebody who called me with an accent that I didn't trust. And so the package got sent back, which was fine. I'm just like, I'm not paying extra for this thing that I got on sale. So it was really interesting. Like, I didn't trust it. It was actually a legit package, but I was like, you didn't really send to me anything that I could trust. So it's on you. And it's on me for not looking deeper into where the company was based, because I thought it was based in New York and it was not. So interesting. So that is an example of this sort of deception that can happen around this Venus square to Neptune. So just being really discerning at the end of this week and the beginning of next week with your investments, who you're trusting with your money, and who you're trusting with advice and information that's coming to you. Really just being really discerning with that. That's going to be important. So ground yourself in reality, seek clarity, and be cautious in romantic and financial decisions. So, wishing you a grounded week where hopefully you're not making any big major decisions at this time. And if you are, great. There's going to be wonderful lessons that are going to come as Mercury retrograde is going to bring about more clarity in December, at the end of November and beginning of December as well. And if you're making decisions now, as life does happen, just really seeking that clarity and information, looking at the fine print and making sure you know what you're getting into. All right. So, wishing you ease as you navigate this week. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And I would absolutely love it if you could leave a review wherever you are listening to this podcast. I would be so appreciative of you because guess what? I'm going to be doing a little contest and you'll be included in that contest if you leave me a review. And I just appreciate you so much for doing that and for listening. I know there's many of you out there. You've been leaving me messages all over the place. I just so appreciate you. Thank you for all your support. Wishing you the best week ahead. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Story of Spirit podcast. I hope you have found inspiration, support, and practical insights to help you align with your soul-led purpose and live a life that sets your soul on fire. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to the podcast, leave a review, and share it with a friend. Your support helps us to reach more listeners and continues to provide valuable content. I sincerely appreciate every share, and I know it is how most people find me. It is because caring people like you have shared me with them at the right and perfect time. For more resources, insights, and to connect with our community, please visit us at www.shetellstory.com and follow us on Instagram at shetellstory. Remember, your journey to a more aligned and vibrant life is just the beginning, and I am here to support you every step of the way. Until next time, stay aligned, stay inspired, and keep shining your beautiful light. This is Shetell Story, signing off from the Story of Spirit podcast. Here's the legal ease that's required by our lawyers. This podcast and the YouTube channel represents the opinions of Shetell Story and her guests to the show. The content should not be taken as medical, psychological, or financial advice. This series is informational and entertainment purposes only. Because each person is so unique, please consult your healthcare professional, your mental health dream team, your financial advisor, or anyone else that's an expert in the field in where you are thinking of making big choices in your life.